Immigration is one of the most talked about topics in the United States today, and while legal immigration is highly regulated, millions of people are living in the country without official authorization. But which countries are the largest sources of illegal immigrants in America? In this video, we're revealing the top 10 countries that contribute to the United States' illegal immigrant population based on the latest government data and research. From neighboring nations to countries across the globe, the numbers might surprise you. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, subscribe to discover top 10 places, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our informative lists and rankings on global topics. Number 10, Peru. It has become one of the fastest growing sources of undocumented immigrants in the United States, especially in the last 5 years. According to recent data, the number of unauthorized Peruvians living in America has more than doubled in recent years, reflecting both shifting migration patterns and worsening conditions back home. Peru has faced recurring economic instability, political corruption scandals, and waves of inflation that have left many families struggling to make ends meet. These challenges, combined with limited job opportunities and concerns over public safety, push thousands of Peruvians to look toward the United States as a destination for stability and a better future. The migration journey of many undocumented Peruvians often starts legally but doesn't always stay that way. A significant portion of Peruvians enter the United States on tourist or temporary work visas, but overstay once their documents expire. Others make long overland journeys through South and Central America, joining migration routes through countries like Panama and Mexico before attempting to cross into the United States irregularly. This path is especially dangerous, but the desperation caused by poverty and political unrest has motivated a growing number of families to take the risk. Once in the United States, most Peruvians gravitate towards states with established Peruvian communities, such as New Jersey, New York, Florida, and California. These hubs provide a sense of familiarity, job opportunities, and social networks that help new arrivals survive despite their undocumented status. Despite the difficulties of living without legal authorization, the Peruvian community makes important contributions to American society and the economy. Many undocumented Peruvians work in industries like hospitality, construction, cleaning services, and food preparation, jobs that are essential but often overlooked. Others start small businesses within their communities, serving both fellow immigrants and Americans alike. Peruvian culture has also enriched United States cities. Dishes like ceviche and lomo saltado have gained popularity, and cultural events such as Inti Raymi festivals highlight Peru's rich tradition. However, the growing number of undocumented Peruvians also raises challenges for immigration policy, border security, and social services. Their story reflects the complexity of modern immigration to the United States, a mixture of hardship, resilience, and the pursuit of opportunity. Number 9, Ecuador. It has recently become one of the fastest growing sources of undocumented immigrants in the United States, with its unauthorized population more than doubling in recent years. The increase is driven largely by worsening economic conditions, unemployment, and political uncertainty in Ecuador. Many families face challenges such as inflation, lack of stable work, and growing insecurity tied to organized crime, all of which have pushed thousands to seek new opportunities abroad. The United States, with its strong Ecuadorian communities and reputation as a land of opportunity, has become a top destination. The migration patterns of Ecuadorians are diverse, but many begin with legal entry before becoming undocumented. A large number arrive on temporary visas and choose to remain beyond expiration, while others undertake the long and dangerous overland journey through Colombia, Panama's Darien Gap, Central America, and Mexico before attempting to cross into the United States without authorization. Established Ecuadorian hubs in the United States, particularly in New York, New Jersey, and Florida, serve as magnets for new arrivals, offering housing, job opportunities, and cultural familiarity. These networks make it easier for Ecuadorians to adjust to life in the United States, even without legal status. Despite their undocumented status, Ecuadorians contribute greatly to the United States economy and culture. Many work in industries such as construction, hospitality, domestic services, and food preparation, often taking on demanding jobs that require long hours. Beyond economic contributions, Ecuadorians enrich American cultural life through cuisine, traditions, and community festivals, helping to preserve their heritage while integrating into United States society. Their rising numbers highlight the shifting landscape of undocumented immigration, showing how South American nations, once less prominent in these statistics, are now playing a much bigger role in shaping immigration trends in America. Number 8, Colombia. It has become one of the fastest growing sources of undocumented immigrants in the United States in recent years, with the number of Colombians living without legal status more than doubling in recent years. This surge is tied to a mix of economic struggles, political instability, and security concerns back home. Inflation, unemployment, and the lingering effects of armed conflict have left many Colombians with limited opportunities, pushing them to migrate in search of a better life. For families and young workers, the United States represents a chance at safety, education, and stability that may feel out of reach in Colombia. The pathways Colombians take to the United States vary widely, but many begin legally. A significant number arrive on tourist or student visas, then overstay once the expiration date passes, making them undocumented. Others make the long and risky overland journey through Panama's Darien Gap, Central America, and Mexico before attempting to cross the United States border irregularly. Established Colombian communities in Florida, New York, and New Jersey often serve as landing points for new arrivals, providing social support, job connections, and cultural familiarity. These networks help newcomers adjust, but living without authorization brings constant uncertainty and legal challenges. Despite these challenges, Colombians contribute greatly to American society and the economy. Many undocumented Colombians work in sectors such as hospitality, construction, cleaning services, and transportation, filling essential labor gaps. Beyond work, Colombian culture adds vibrancy to United States cities through food, music, dance, and community celebration. Festivals celebrating Colombian Independence Day or showcasing salsa and cumbia music bring cultural pride and awareness. Their growing presence highlights how South American nations, once less visible in immigration debates, dominated by Mexico and Central America, are now playing an increasingly important role in shaping the future of undocumented immigration in America. Number 7, Cuba. It has long been a significant source of immigrants to the United States, and in recent years the number of undocumented Cuban immigrants has risen sharply. Political repression, economic hardship, and limited personal freedoms under Cuba's one-party system continue to push many Cubans to seek a better future abroad. The economic crisis, made worse by shortages of food, medicine, and basic necessities, has fueled one of the largest migration waves in decades. Many Cubans view the United States as their top destination because of geographic proximity, existing family connections, and long-standing Cuban-American communities, particularly in Florida. While Cubans historically benefited from special migration policies, such as the wet foot, dry foot rule that ended in 20, many now arrive without legal paths. Some fly to countries in Central or South America and then make the dangerous journey north through multiple borders, before attempting to cross into the United States illegally. Others arrive by sea on makeshift boats, a perilous route that has long been associated with Cuban migration. Once in the United States, many Cubans settle in Florida, especially Miami, Hialeah, and Tampa, where cultural ties, Spanish-speaking communities, and family support make integration easier. Undocumented Cubans contribute significantly to United States communities, despite the obstacles they face. Many find work in hospitality, construction, service industries, and small businesses, often taking jobs that are physically demanding and require long hours. At the same time, Cuban culture has had an outsized influence on American life, from cuisine like Cuban sandwiches and cafecito, to music, art, and festivals. Their growing undocumented population underscores the reality that immigration from the Caribbean, much like from Latin America, is becoming a central part of the changing face of undocumented life in America. Number 6, Venezuela. It has seen one of the largest increases in undocumented immigration to the United States over the past few years, driven by a severe economic and political crisis. Hyperinflation, food and medicine shortages, and the collapse of essential services have forced millions of Venezuelans to leave their homeland, creating one of the largest migration crises in modern history. While many resettle in neighboring South American countries, a growing number make the long and dangerous journey to the United States in search of safety, opportunity, and stability. This rapid increase has made Venezuelans one of the fastest growing undocumented populations in America. The pathways Venezuelans take to reach the United States are often extremely challenging. Many fly first to countries such as Mexico, Panama, or Colombia, then attempt to cross into the United States by land through the southern border. One of the most dangerous parts of this journey is the Darien Gap, a dense jungle between Colombia and Panama, which has become a well-traveled but treacherous route for thousands of Venezuelan migrants. Others overstay temporary visas after entering the United States legally. Once inside the country, Venezuelans tend to settle in areas with established Latin American communities, such as Florida, Texas, and New York, where language and cultural connections make adjustment easier. Despite their undocumented status, Venezuelans have made significant contributions to United States society. Many work in essential industries like construction, food services, caregiving, and hospitality, often taking jobs that are in high demand. Venezuelan communities also enrich the cultural fabric of American cities, introducing cuisines such as arepas and empanadas, as well as music, art, and festivals that reflect their rich heritage. Their rising numbers highlight not only the humanitarian challenges of immigration, but also the growing cultural influence of Venezuelans across the United States. Number 5, India. It is one of the top sources of undocumented immigrants in the United States, with tens of thousands living in the country without legal status. Unlike many other groups that primarily cross the United States-Mexico border, the majority of undocumented Indians come through legal entry points, such as airports. Most arrive on temporary visas, including student visas, H-1B work permits, or tourist visas, but a large percentage remain in the United States after their visas expire. This makes Indians one of the largest groups of visa overstayers, which is a growing factor in America's undocumented population. Economic opportunity, education, and the hope of a better quality of life are the biggest drivers of this migration. However, in recent years, there has also been a rise in Indians attempting irregular border crossings through Mexico. Reports show that Indian migrants often pay thousands of dollars to smugglers to be guided through South and Central America before attempting to cross the southern United States border. This dangerous journey can involve traveling through multiple countries, sometimes including the Darien Gap in Panama, which is notorious for its harsh jungle terrain. Families, single adults, and even unaccompanied minors from India have taken these routes, highlighting the desperation some face to leave behind poverty, unemployment, or limited opportunities back home. Once in the United States, undocumented Indians typically settle in states with existing Indian American communities, such as California, Texas, New York, and New Jersey. These areas not only offer better job prospects, but also provide cultural familiarity with Indian grocery stores, temples, restaurants, and community organizations. Many undocumented Indians find work in trucking, hospitality, construction, retail, and small business. Some with professional or technical backgrounds work under the radar in specialized industries, unable to fully utilize their skills due to lack of legal status. Despite these challenges, they play an important role in local economies by filling critical labor gaps. The cultural impact of Indian immigrants, whether documented or undocumented, is deeply felt in American society. Indian cuisine, music, film, and festivals like Diwali and Holi have gained widespread popularity. Cities with large Indian populations often host vibrant cultural events that bring together not only Indians, but also people from other communities, fostering cross-cultural exchange. Even undocumented immigrants actively participate in these cultural contributions, showing resilience and determination to maintain their heritage while adapting to American life. India's role in America's undocumented immigration story is unique because it highlights the importance of visa overstays, as well as traditional border crossings. While much of the debate around illegal immigration focuses on the southern border, Indian migration proves that undocumented status can emerge in multiple ways. With strong economic ties between the United States and India, and with Indian Americans already one of the fastest growing immigrant groups in the country, undocumented Indians add another layer of complexity to the ongoing immigration conversation. Their growing presence reflects both the opportunities and challenges of America's diverse immigrant population. Number 4, Honduras. It has consistently been one of the top sources of undocumented immigrants in the United States, largely due to a combination of poverty, violence, and political instability. Many Hondurans leave their country to escape widespread gang violence, limited job opportunities, and high levels of unemployment. Natural disasters, such as hurricanes and tropical storms, have also devastated communities, pushing even more people to migrate north. For many Honduran families, the United States represents hope for safety, economic stability, and a better future for their children, even though the journey is dangerous and uncertain. Most undocumented Hondurans enter the United States through irregular border crossings after traveling thousands of miles through Guatemala and Mexico. Migrant caravans, large groups of Hondurans traveling together for safety have made international headlines in recent years, reflecting the desperation of those leaving their homeland. Others attempt to enter on temporary visas, but stay beyond expiration, though this is less common compared to overland migration. Once in the United States, Hondurans often settle in states such as Texas, California, and Florida, where there are already strong Central American communities that provide social and economic support. Despite the challenges of being undocumented, Hondurans play an important role in the American economy. Many work in industries such as agriculture, construction, cleaning services, and food preparation, often taking jobs that are physically demanding and require long hours. Beyond their labor contributions, Hondurans bring cultural richness to United States cities, with traditions such as ponte music, Honduran cuisine, and vibrant community celebration. Their growing undocumented population underscores the humanitarian side of immigration, where migration is not just about opportunity but survival, and highlights the deep social and economic ties between the United States and Central America. Number 3, El Salvador. It has one of the highest rates of emigration in the world relative to its population, and the United States is the top destination. With limited job opportunities, low wages, and high levels of poverty, many Salvadorans see migration as the only way to provide a stable life for their family. For decades, widespread gang violence and insecurity have also been major drivers of migration, as communities struggle with extortion, crime, and limited access to justice. Although the Salvadoran government has recently made strides in reducing violence, deep-rooted economic inequality and lack of opportunity continue to push thousands to seek a new life in the United States, even without legal status. The journey from El Salvador to the United States is long and dangerous, often involving travel by foot, bus, or freight train through Guatemala and Mexico. Migrant caravans, which bring together large groups of Salvadorans and other Central Americans, have become a common way for people to seek safety in numbers during the journey. While some Salvadorans enter the United States legally on temporary visas and later overstay, most undocumented Salvadoran economies and share their heritage, showing how immigration is both a challenge and a source of cultural enrichment in America. Number 2, Guatemala. It is one of the top sources of undocumented immigrants in the United States, with hundreds of thousands living without legal status. Poverty, political instability, and lack of economic opportunities are the primary drivers of migration. Large portions of Guatemala's population live in rural areas, where farming is the main source of income, but recurring droughts, crop failures, and limited infrastructure leave families struggling to survive. Indigenous communities in particular face systemic inequality, unemployment, and limited access to education, all of which contribute to high rates of emigration. For many Guatemalans, migrating to the United States is seen as the only way to escape poverty and provide a better future for their children. The journey from Guatemala to the United States is long and often dangerous, requiring migrants to travel north through Mexico and risk crossing the United States southern border without authorization. While some Guatemalans enter legally on temporary visas and overstay, the majority cross irregularly, often relying on smugglers known as coyotes. Many also join migrant caravans for safety in numbers, as the route is plagued by violence, extortion, and harsh conditions. Once in the United States, Guatemalans often settle in states such as California, Texas, and Florida, where agricultural and service industry jobs are widely available. These regions also have established Guatemalan communities that provide support networks for new arrivals. Despite living without legal status, Guatemalans make valuable contributions to the American workforce and culture. Many take jobs in agriculture, construction, food processing, and hospitality, industries that rely heavily on immigrant labor. In fact, Guatemalan immigrants are known for their strong role in farming communities across the United States, helping sustain the agricultural supply chain. Beyond work, Guatemalans bring cultural richness through their traditions, language, and cuisine, with dishes like pepian and tamales becoming increasingly recognized in United States. Their migration story highlights the difficult realities faced in their home country, while also showcasing resilience and determination to build new lives in America. Number 1, Mexico. It has long been the single largest source of undocumented immigrants in the United States, with millions currently living without legal status. This migration trend dates back decades and has been fueled by a combination of economic, social, and familial factors. Widespread poverty in rural areas, limited access to higher-paying jobs, and stark wage disparities between the United States and Mexico have consistently pushed people to seek better opportunities across the border. In addition, family ties play a huge role. Many undocumented Mexicans migrate to reunite with relatives who are already established in the United States. For countless families, migration is seen not just as a choice, but as a survival strategy to build a more stable future. The ways in which Mexican immigrants enter the United States have shifted significantly over time. In earlier decades, the majority crossed irregularly through remote desert areas or river crossings, often at great personal risk from dehydration, harsh weather, or exploitation by smugglers. Today, however, a large share of undocumented Mexicans arrive legally on short-term visas, such as tourist, student, or temporary work permits, and then overstay once their visas expire. Despite these changes, many still attempt dangerous border crossings through Arizona, Texas, and California. Once in the United States, Mexican immigrants often gravitate towards states like California, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, and Illinois, where strong Mexican-American communities already exist. These networks provide crucial support in terms of housing, jobs, and cultural familiarity, making it easier for newcomers to adapt despite legal challenges. Undocumented Mexican immigrants play an essential role in the United States economy and contribute significantly to its cultural landscape. They are especially concentrated in industries such as agriculture, construction, hospitality, food services, and domestic labor sectors that often struggle with worker shortages and rely heavily on immigrant labor. Economically, they provide vital support to entire industries, while culturally, Mexican traditions have become deeply embedded in American society. Foods like tacos, tamales, and mole are now staples across the United States, while celebrations such as Dia de los Muertos and Mexican Independence Day are widely recognized and embraced. Mexican music, dance, and art also enrich American cultural life. Their story is one of resilience and determination, showing how migration, despite its challenges, continues to shape and strengthen the social and cultural fabric of the United States. Conclusion: those are the top 10 countries based on recent data that contribute the most to the unauthorized immigrant population in America. While traditional stories often focus just on Mexico and Central America, you can see how the landscape is shifting. More countries from South America and Asia are contributing large numbers. Which of these countries surprised you the most? Drop a comment. If you found this data useful, hit like, subscribe to discover top 10 places, and ring the bell so you stay updated on the latest facts and trends. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.